The audacious art of choosing yourself, a revolution in self-investment. Welcome to an extraordinary journey of self-discovery and transformation. Today, we're diving deep into a conversation that has the power to reshape how we view success, self-investment, and personal growth. I'm thrilled to share with you the invaluable insights I gained from my enlightening discussion with the remarkable Porsha McCray, a visionary entrepreneur, mentor, and beacon of empowerment who's changing lives and reshaping the landscape of personal development. Porsha's story isn't just inspiring, it's a clarion call for all of us to reassess how we value ourselves and our potential. Her journey from a crossroads of fear to a path of purposeful self investment is more than just a personal triumph. It's a roadmap for anyone who's ever doubted their worth or questioned their ability to create meaningful change. Now, I know what you're thinking. Another talk about self help? Haven't we heard it all before? But I promise you, what I'm about to share isn't your typical motivational spiel. This is about a fundamental shift in how we approach our lives, our careers, and our impact on the world. It's about the audacious act of choosing yourself, not out of selfishness, but as the most powerful way to serve others and create ripples of positive change. Let's start with a question that might make you a bit uncomfortable. When was the last time you truly chose yourself? And I don't mean in a treat yourself to a spa day kind of way. I'm talking about a deep, unwavering commitment to your growth, your dreams, and your potential. For many of us, the very idea of putting ourselves first feels, well, selfish. We've been conditioned to believe that selflessness is the highest virtue, that constantly sacrificing for others is the mark of a good person. But what if I told you that this mindset might be holding us back from making our greatest contributions to the world? This is where Portia's story becomes so powerful. Picture this: a young woman brimming with potential but paralyzed by fear, sitting in a coffee shop. The blank document on her laptop screen might as well have been a mirror, reflecting all her doubts and insecurities. Should she play it safe, stick to the well trodden path, or should she take a leap into the unknown world of entrepreneurship? In that moment, Portia made a decision that would change everything. She closed her laptop, pulled out a notebook, and instead of writing a business plan, she wrote a letter to herself. At the top of that letter, in bold letters, she wrote, "I choose me." Now, let's pause for a moment. Feel the weight of those three simple words: I choose me. It's not a declaration of selfishness, it's a commitment to becoming the best version of yourself, not just for your own sake, but for the sake of everyone whose life you touch. Portia's decision to choose herself wasn't about ignoring her responsibilities or the people she cared about. It was about recognizing that the best version of herself, the one who was fulfilled, passionate, and living with purpose, was the version that could contribute the most to the world around her. This shift in mindset led Portia to make some radical changes. She started investing time in learning new skills, not just for her business, but for her personal growth. She began saying no to opportunities that didn't align with her values and goals, even when they seemed lucrative. And perhaps most importantly, she started treating herself with the same kindness and patience she would offer a dear friend. The results? They were nothing short of transformative. Portia's business didn't just survive, it thrived. But more than that, she found herself approaching challenges with a newfound resilience. The fear that once held her back became a compass, pointing her towards areas of growth and opportunity. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, that's great for Portia, but my situation is different. I have responsibilities, bills to pay, people depending on me. And you're right, your situation is unique. But here's the thing: choosing yourself isn't about abandoning your responsibilities. It's about changing the lens through which you view those responsibilities. Let me share a story that Portia told me, one that really drives this point home. She had a client, a big one, who was pushing her to compromise her values for the sake of a project. The old Portia might have given in, might have told herself that this was just the price of doing business. But the Portia who had chosen herself, she stood firm. With shaking hands, she wrote an email explaining why she couldn't continue with the project as it stood. She was terrified. This client represented a significant portion of her income, but she pressed send anyway. Want to know what happened? Not only did the client respect her decision, but it opened doors to collaborations that were more aligned with her vision and values. This moment taught her that success isn't just about what you achieve, it's about who you become in the process. This story illustrates a crucial point. choosing yourself isn't always easy. It's not about taking the path of least resistance. Sometimes it's about having the courage to stand up for your values, even when it's scary. It's about trusting that when you honor your authentic self, the right opportunities will follow. But let's be real for a moment. Choosing yourself isn't always met with applause and support. Porsha didn't shy away from talking about the challenges. There were friends who didn't understand her new boundaries. There were family members who questioned her choices. There were moments of doubt when the path seemed too hard, too lonely. In those moments, Porsha returned to her letter, that promise she made to herself in the coffee shop. She reminded herself why she started this journey. And she did something that many of us forget to do. She celebrated her small wins. Too often, we're so focused on the end goal that we forget to acknowledge how far we've come. Porsha made it a point to celebrate every step forward, no matter how small. Sent that scary email, celebration. Said no to a project that didn't align with her values, celebration. These moments of acknowledgement became fuel for her journey, reminding her of her strength and resilience. Now, let's talk about something that Porsha emphasized repeatedly: emotional intelligence. She explained that choosing yourself requires a deep understanding of your own emotions and triggers. It's about recognizing when fear is holding you back and when it's protecting you. It's about distinguishing between the voice of self doubt and the voice of intuition. Porsha developed what she calls her emotional intelligence toolkit. It includes practices like daily journaling, where she explores her emotions without judgment. She uses meditation not just as a way to relax, but as a tool to create space between her thoughts and reactions. And perhaps most importantly, she practices radical honesty with herself and others. This emotional intelligence became her superpower in both her personal life and her business. It allowed her to navigate difficult conversations with grace, to make decisions from a place of clarity rather than reactivity, and to build deeper, more meaningful relationships. Let me share another story that illustrates the power of this approach. Portia told me about a time when she was negotiating a major contract. In the past, she might have pushed her own needs aside, afraid of losing the deal. But with her newfound emotional intelligence, she was able to stay centered and articulate her worth clearly and confidently. The result? Not only did she secure the contract, but she did so on terms that were truly win win. The client respected her more for her clarity and self assurance. This wasn't just a business win, it was a personal victory that reinforced the value of choosing herself. But here's where Portia's journey takes an even more inspiring turn. As she continued to invest in herself, she realized that her growth wasn't just for her. It was a gift she could share with others. She started a mentoring program, not because it was profitable, but because it aligned with her values and allowed her to share her journey with others. The impact she's had on young entrepreneurs, particularly women of color, has been profound. By choosing herself, she created a ripple effect of empowerment and possibility. She told me about one of her mentees, a young woman who had been on the verge of giving up on her dreams. Through Portia's guidance and example, this woman found the courage to choose herself, to invest in her own growth, and to pursue her passion with renewed vigor. This mentee went on to start a successful business that now employs over 50 people in her community. And here's the kicker: she's implemented many of Portia's principles in her own company culture, creating a workplace where employees are encouraged to invest in themselves and pursue their passions. Do you see the beautiful cycle here? One person choosing themselves, investing in their growth, and then passing that empowerment on to others. It's like a pebble dropped in a pond, creating ripples that extend far beyond the initial splash. Now, I want to address something that might be nagging at some of you. In a world with so many pressing problems, so much inequality and injustice, isn't focusing on ourselves a bit indulgent? Shouldn't we be directing all our energy outward? This is where we need to radically reframe our thinking. Choosing yourself, investing in your growth and well being isn't a selfish act, it's the foundation that allows you to show up fully and authentically in the world. It's what gives you the strength, resilience, and wisdom to tackle those big problems. Think about it this way: you can't pour from an empty cup. By filling your own cup first with knowledge, with self compassion, with purpose, you have so much more to give to others. You're not diminishing your impact on the world, you're magnifying it. Porsha shared a powerful metaphor with me. She said, imagine you're on an airplane and the oxygen masks drop down. What do they always tell you? Put your own mask on first before helping others. That's not selfishness. That's ensuring you're in the best position to help as many people as possible. This principle applies to every aspect of our lives. When we're burnt out, stressed, and disconnected from our purpose, how effective can we really be in our jobs, our relationships, our communities? But when we're fulfilled, energized, and aligned with our values, that's when we can truly change the world. Let's talk about redefining success. In a world that often measures success in dollars and cents, followers and likes, Porsha chose to measure it in moments of personal growth and impact on others. This isn't about lowering our ambitions. It's about elevating them to something far more meaningful. Porsha told me about a moment that crystallized this for her. She had been invited to speak at a prestigious conference, something that would have looked great on her resume and social media, but it conflicted with a commitment she'd made to mentor a group of young entrepreneurs in an underserved community. The old definition of success would have pushed her towards the high profile event. But Porsha chose to honor her commitment to the mentoring program. The impact of that decision was profound. One of the young entrepreneurs she mentored that day went on to create a nonprofit that's now changing lives in their community. Porsha realized that true success isn't about accolades or acclaim. It's about the lives you touch, the positive change you create, and the person you become in the process. Now, I want to be clear, choosing yourself isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily practice, a muscle that you strengthen over time. It's choosing to take that online course even when you're tired after a long day of work. It's setting boundaries with people who drain your energy, even when it feels uncomfortable. It's investing in your health, mental and physical, even when it seems like there are more pressing matters at hand. Porsha emphasized the importance of creating rituals that reinforce this choice. For her, it starts with a morning routine that includes meditation, journaling, and setting intentions for the day. She has a power hour each day dedicated solely to personal development. And she ends each day with a gratitude practice, acknowledging her growth and the positive impact she's had. These might seem like small things, but they add up. They create a foundation of self-worth and purpose that allows you to show up authentically in every aspect of your life. As we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a challenge that might seem simple on the surface, but has the power to change everything. For the next week, I want you to start your day by asking yourself one question: how can I choose myself today? Maybe it's by finally signing up for that class you've been eyeing. Maybe it's having that difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Or maybe it's as simple as taking 10 minutes for yourself to sit in silence and breathe. Whatever it is, choose it. Choose yourself, not just once, but every day. Because when you choose yourself, you're choosing to bring the best version of you to every situation, every relationship, every challenge. Remember, choosing yourself isn't the end goal. It's the beginning. It's the first step on a journey of growth, impact, and fulfillment. It's about creating a life that resonates with your deepest values and aspirations. A life where fear becomes a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Porsha McCray's journey reminds us that the most important investment we can make is in ourselves. It's an investment that pays dividends, not just in success or achievement, but in the quality of our lives and the depth of our impact on the world. So I'll leave you with this. What if you succeed? What if choosing yourself is the key to unlocking not just your potential, but the potential of those around you? What if your decision to invest in yourself today is the catalyst for a chain reaction of positive change that extends far beyond what you can imagine? The choice is yours. And if Porsha's story teaches us anything, it's that when you choose yourself, you're choosing a life of possibility, purpose, and profound impact. It's time to be audacious. It's time to be bold. It's time to choose yourself, not out of selfishness, but out of a deep commitment to becoming the best version of yourself for the sake of everyone whose life you touch. So go forth, choose yourself, invest in your growth, and in doing so, watch as you become a force for positive change in the world. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Let that step be choosing yourself today and every day. Thank you.